Hello, and welcome back to the Bunny and Dragon Network, and welcome back to Draig Dice. This is our Pathfinder 2nd edition stream here on the network, and I am joined by 4 out of 5 of my wonderful players. We have Amelia, Chubba, the Bunny, and Zedian, all joining me here today. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So to recap off where we left off last time, we'll jump straight into it. You last time managed to start a fight against the last few cultists who had hidden themselves in a room and had begun sneaking out the back door to go take more warning to the main cultists, and just generally try and escape. You guys took them out, chased them up, and caught the last ones, and defeated them in combat. Meanwhile, Tazaki went off took Jomin aside and revealed his Anadi form to Jomin, revealing that he was not human, but in fact an Anadi, a sentient spider-like race that have the ability to shapeshift into a humanoid form. He mentioned a bit that he didn't about why he didn't like magic, and the two rejoined the party, and the party, following the maps they had, found themselves heading northwards through the pipes until they got to a door behind which they were pretty certain that the children who have been kidnapped by the Pied Piper Child Snatcher cult should be. Up at the front, Dave and Jomin opened up the door, and that was where we left off last time. As the door is opened, you progress. As the door is opened, you guys can see into a fairly darkish cave. There's rocks either side of the opening where the door swings outwards. You can see there's some larger rocks that are sort of form a slight corridor going forwards. You can see it's a darkish cave with many a glow coming from within it. Enough of a glow that you can, as you step inside, see the surroundings of the cave, and as you do step in, torches light up around it. You see the cave is quite large in itself, with a fairly high up ceiling, about 50 feet, not 50 feet, you're underneath the city. The ceiling goes about 30 feet up. Surprisingly, you'd feel like you have been going on a slight downhill through some of the pipes, but you do feel like obviously that's still a bit high for a cave directly under a city. You can see that in the center of this very large cavern area, there is a dip, what looks like a dip of not a very big dip, maybe 5 feet down, within which you can see, even from here, because of how big across it is, it's like almost a miniature underground lake. Within this lake, you can see swirling color. Electricity dances across the surface of the lake, sparking across the edge, like dancing. You can see above it a large dais. A dais is suspended above the top of this lake on a stone column. 2 stone bridges lead to this dais. Upon this dais, you can see an altar, laden with a few materials, a couple of candles, a chalice, a book. Behind the altar stands the man that you were looking for, the Piper, the man who was selling jewelry at the market under a false name, stands before there, dressed in these resplendent black and red robes that reach down to the floor. He has marks, strange marks, painted across his face, occultic runes, and in one hand he holds a book and appears to chant from within its pages. In the other hand he holds a pipe, and between chants he blows notes on the pipe. At the 4 corners of this round dais, where there are uplifted stone segments like slabs, You can see braziers with bright blue flame inside them, giving off a weird light that almost swirls from the braziers and around the platform. In front of each brazier, you see in front of each of the missing children. In total 4. The 4 missing kids, each one standing at the edge of the stone block in front of the brazier, facing outwards, just standing there as though charmed. You can very clearly tell they're very clearly charmed. Standing at the very edge, as though about to jump. You can see 2 guard platforms upon which archers stand, and before you, as you entered the room, a selection of cultists stand with their weapons out, but not raised, raised aggressively yet. Their weapons are drawn, but down at their sides for now. 4 stand before the initial stone bridge leading to the dais, and another one stands on it, as well as an archer on each raised platform. As you enter the room, you definitely recognize that you recognize one of the guards who is here as being one of the people who fled from the fight down in the sewers and must have made it here in time to warn them of your coming. So they are very much unsurprised by your presence. They have been expecting you. And the piper on the dais pauses his chanting for a second as you enter, and smiles widely, spreading his arms. Well, well. You have made it at last, my friends. Congratulations. You are most troublesome and hard to get rid of, I will give you that. Realistically, you should be dead by now. So I guess the question remains, what to do with you? Does anyone wish to say anything? Or do anything?
I'm gonna look around and see, are there children anyway?
Yeah, I did mention the children are there. I did say in the description. It might have cut out or you might have missed it, but they are standing in front of each brazier at the edge of the dais.
Alright, so there's 4 of them.
Yes, the 4 missing children are there, standing right to the edge, as though they're very clearly in a trance.
Understandable.
Well, what can I do for you, my hard-to-kill friends? A front row seat, perhaps? He just smiles widely.
He would take our children back.
And who else also wanted to say something?
But first of all, we're not your friends, and second, we would like you to give the children back. They don't belong to you. They don't belong to us either. But we need to return them back to their families. And you keeping them here isn't helping them, you know, and you're only going to cause more distress. So, if anything, just be nice and please just give them back. All we ask for.
A feisty one, aren't you? I can't do that. These children, these vessels, serve something greater now. They shall be the conduit through which our great Lord shall return. As he raises his arms, and all of the cultists all chant in unison, "Worship the Dreamer! He shall return!" And soon he shall return to this world, and our kingdom shall be his kingdom. And all will be madness and death.
And they will punch you all.
You
Steps forward.
think. You step forward. As you step forward, they raise their weapons defensively.
I raise my fist offensively.
You really think that your fists can defeat us and our god?
Honestly, I trust him. It is very strong. Tazaki just yells out from behind.
Boohurt also steps forwards with his weapons raised, like, yes, now release the children. Release them?
Matilda also arms her weapon but doesn't say anything.
And so does Joman.
Very well, I guess I can release them. Into the waters I see electrifying depths. If a fight it shall be, then it shall commence. And he raises his voice and begins chanting once again, and with a blow on his pipe, the battle commences. And I would like initiative rolls from everybody.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us twice.
And I'll need to roll Boohurt.
That's a waste of opportunity.
Oh my goodness,
Wow.
Jomin!
Well done.
And Boohurt both rolled nat 20s, because Boohurt's got
Oh my god.
Boohurt's got a nat 20 as well. It just didn't show up because I was rolling it. Oh my goodness. So Boohurt, Jomin have rolled, Matilda's rolled, Dave has rolled, Tazaki has rolled. That's everyone, isn't it? In
Yeah.
which case, the battle begins with Jomin. Jomin, you are the first to act. What is it that you wish to do?
Joman wants to tackle the Piper. Who
Okay.
wants to get it?
Well, the Piper is all the way up there. You've got a few people in between you and him that you might have to dispose of first.
Okay.
So,
Um,
you've got 3 actions. What are they gonna be?
Joman, I can hear you drinking, by the way.
Sorry.
It's okay. Joman wants to move up to this guy who's straight ahead of him.
Okay, that's your first action. You move up.
And then Joman wants to, Joman wants to, Joman wants to use his short sword and try to hit him.
Okay, you attempt to hit the man with the man with your short swords. Go ahead and make an attack. A 17 does hit, so go ahead and roll damage. As you run up, being the first to take the initiative, you sprint up and you stab the man. Being surprisingly fast for such a little guy, you sprint up, stab under his defenses, manage to pierce into his side. Not a deadly blow, but certainly an injurious blow. Injurious? Is that a word? That is now. An injurious blow. You have another action left. What would you like to do?
Can I attack him again?
Yes, you can. You can go ahead and roll with the multi-attack penalty. So that's the -4.
Multi-attack.
So MAP -4.
Okay.
Ooh. I am afraid that one will not hit. Let me check. I am afraid that is a critical fail.
Oh no, it's always the second strike. That's when I always fail.
So we are going to have to roll a critical fail card. That was a melee attack. So at this time, as you attempt to strike again, you fumble. The name of this critical fail card is "This is Bad." So you fumble the blade,
Hell is
and
bad, right?
the man is able to deflect it this time, and the blade goes down and instead strikes into your own leg. You have bleed. So you now have bleed damage, which means on your turns you will be taking bleed damage from the persistent damage, and then you can make a roll to try and recover from it.
Well, that is bad.
And because it is your turn, does persistent damage happen at the start or end of your turn? Let me check. I think it's a...
What happened to him?
So you have cut yourself and you are now bleeding.
Oh no.
You are
It's
taking
okay.
bleed damage. That means, let's see. Persistent damage. Did it end?
But he can heal himself.
You take
so he
it
should
at the end of each of your turns. So, yeah, you can heal yourself, but you have used all your actions this time. So, you will first take some of that persistent damage, and I need you to roll a recovery check. So, how you can do that is... I think it should happen if I automatically end your turn. Yeah, there we go. So, you take 1 point of damage. And you should see an option to make a recovery check if it's not showing it to you. Just make me a roll. What is a recovery check? Which I've forgotten what you have to roll for it, but trying to make the thing visible so that you can see it. I think if I do that and then that, you might get the option to... No. There we go. There we go. On that, you should be able to roll a recovery check. There we go. So you take the one point of damage, but you do recover. So it's only a minor bleeding. Boohurt, you are next to act.
A good thing you know what Boohurt will do.
Oh wait, yeah. Boohurt's not here.
Ali.
Sword's not here. I'm controlling Boohurt. That's me. My bad.
Ring.
So, Boohurt, obviously, he's a fighter, right?
Always has been.
Yeah, he's a fighter. Boohurt runs up with his... Which weapon would he realistically have? He'd realistically have his big sword in hand. He runs up next to... Come on, move. Boohurt runs up, joining Jomin, and strikes first at the guy directly in front of him with his large, two-handed big sword. He strikes with the sword, and he'll make it a power attack. Makes it a 22 to hit. So that will definitely hit. The question is, how badly does it hit? Is it a critical hit? No, it is not, but it is most certainly a hit. So he deals... How much damage? 22 points of damage with that one hit. So, this guy has 10 HP. For reference. He runs up with this huge sword, slashes it, and just slashes this guy clean in half at below the chest. And the top half of the bottom half of the body just flops onto the floor. The top half falls into the water below. There is sparks of electricity as attack the body, and you can see, yeah, the sparks of electricity fly. And make me perception checks, everybody.
I see guards.
Yeah, Dave has seen Dave, you see. All of a sudden, the world falls away. You see a bunch of nerds sitting around computers with this cave on their screens.
Oh no! You can see into the real life.
You all pass. You notice as the body hits the water and the electricity strikes it. You see the braziers, lights of the braziers seems to dim somewhat and flicker, as though reacting to the presence of the body down in the water. And you see a slight worried look across the Piper's face for a second, before he recovers himself and continues his chants. One of the guards steps up and runs up this way and stabs at Jomin with a spear.
Oh boy.
Jomin, you have been critically hit. It was so you take 12 points of piercing damage and you are sickened as he stabs forwards and it's a very bad blow and you feel like maybe he's punctured one of your kidneys.
Wow.
You are now sickened. You have the sickened condition, which does, I think it lowers your rolls or something. You have a penalty to all your checks and DCs, but you can spend one action on your turn retching to try and recover, which will let you make a saving throw against it and to reduce your sickened value. You also cannot drink potions or eat anything while you are sickened.
Okay.
So you can spend an action trying to lower the value and recover, but you currently cannot drink potions at all. The guard then throws the spear at Dave. And does a 15 hit you?
That ain't hitting nothing.
No. Your AC is 20. So he throws the spear at you, and you just knock it aside. It clatters across the stones. He was sort of aiming over this large rock, where he can just about see your shoulders and head poking off the top. And it's no surprise that he missed. Next up, the cultist standing atop the stairs. He raises his hand and points it, having a bit of a higher vantage point. He points his hand at Dave, and Dave.
Yes.
That's a range of. I need you, as he points the finger at you, a strike of necrotic energy strikes from him to you, and I need you to make me a fortitude saving throw, please.
Give me a second. There we go. That's a 27.
That is a critical success. Which means that it's basic save, which means that you take no damage from this.
I just stare him down.
So you can feel he is very much casting a necrotic spell to zap your life force away. You feel his magic attempting to drain your life energy, and you just stare the magic away. You just lock eyes with him, and all of a sudden, he seems rather scared and worried, in fact. And
he should be.
He, in response, uses his last action to cast Shield on himself. So he has spell effect Shield. There we go. As you just stare down the magic of his the spell he was attacking you with and shrug it off completely. The piper up on behind the altar chants and plays at his flute, chanting away in some old arcane script in a language none of you have ever heard before. And as he chants, one of the braziers, the one here, in front of which is the kid who you recognize from the missing posters as the first kid that went missing. The one, I believe, who belonged to the kid of the shopkeeper. Takes a step towards the edge, now teetering dangerously at the very edge of the block, right over the edge of the electrified lake. So he takes a step to the edge and stands there, very close to falling off as the flames dance higher, as the piper commands his ritual. The other guard doesn't really have space to attack Jomin, but can see that Boohurt is there, so he steps back to Boohurt, taking the place of the dead cultist, and attacks Boohurt with his spear, getting a 16, which I very much think does not hit Boohurt, who has a 20 AC. So he strikes and very much misses. He does attempt a second strike, but to no avail, as Boohurt is just striking away the spear with his great big sword. With his great big sword. Because I almost called it a great sword, but it's not a great sword. It's just a very big sword.
A long sword.
One of the archers, the archer all the way at the back, range increment 100 foot, notches her bow and aims it and fires loose an arrow at Dave, who is 95 feet away.
Want the rock pose a bit of problem for?
It could do. She is high up. I will, for that rock, I will allow cover. Lesser, yeah. It'll be lesser cover, so that'll increase your AC by 2 against this. So that makes your AC 22.
Yep. Better than nothing.
Which she got to 22, so she just about hits you. So, you take 9 points of piercing damage as an arrow flies just scaving past the rock and strikes you in the shoulder pretty badly. She launches a second arrow, this time at Boohurt. Which definitely misses. And finally, she launches an arrow at Matilda. However, this is going to be very unlikely to hit, but she's firing anyway. And definitely misses, as an arrow flies past you, Matilda, missing by quite a way. And it is your turn, Matilda.
Matilda steps up towards where Dave is, between Dave and Jomin, with her short sword having been drawn before the battle.
Yep.
And goes for a melee strike at the sentry next to Jomin.
Okay, the one who stabbed Jomin.
The one 2 squares away from Dave.
Yep, okay, go ahead,
On
make an
Jomin's
attack roll.
right.
If you run up and stab at him.
Yep.
A 26. That is a very good roll and is a critical hit. So go ahead and roll critical hit damage. So that's 8 damage plus a critical hit card that shall roll now. Here it is. So what kind of, it's piercing damage, right?
Yeah. It was piercing, yeah.
One of its arms until freed. If using a melee weapon, you must drop it to gain this effect. Okay, so you have a choice here. Specialization effect. It's critical. You have a choice. You can choose to drop the to let go of the sword, and in doing so, you will pin the guy's arm essentially to either the rock or his body, and he will not be able to move or use his arms until he manages to pull it out. You can choose whether or not you wish to do that.
Let's do that, because then I can, for my final action, draw a spear.
Okay, so you run up, and you stab the sword, and the sword goes straight through his arm and actually into his side, pinning his arm to his side very brutally. He cries out in pain. He takes the damage as well, and he cannot use that arm. Then that would have been probably his attacking arm. He cannot use that arm until he is freed, and he cannot move. He is essentially stuck with this sword stuck into him, and he doesn't have space to back away because of the rock. So that was pretty effective. He is very badly injured as well. He's just bleeding from this wound. And then you draw your spear with your final action.
Yeah.
The second archer sees that you have done this. That's not a very nice thing for you to do to their ally. So she attempts to shoot you. The bow flies through the air. It does a 24 hit you.
Who was that?
I'm assuming it does.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, AC is 19.
So, an arrow flies through the air and strikes you in the back. You take 4 points of piercing damage. How far away? She then unleashes a second arrow. This time at Dave. For multi-attack penalty. I assume a 16 does not hit you, Dave.
Nope.
And for her final action, she will, in desperation, fire an arrow this time at Boohurt. Very unlikely to... Nope, definitely does not hit. So, Dave, it is your turn.
So just to make one thing clear,
Mm-hmm.
all of my ranged friends have decided to step in front of me and block me.
That way, yes. There might be... The rocks do make it hard to go that way, though you can attempt to clamber over the rocks.
Can't I just go through between here and go round?
That's a pretty small gap between those two rocks. You can attempt it, but it's like a tight squeeze. I'd say you can move through there, but it'll count as difficult terrain, so that'll take an extra 5 feet of movement.
Okay. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Okay,
so it'll be 5, 10, so 15. The first 15 feet of your movement would get you to there, essentially.
Okay, so first things first. Let's do this.
You rage. You gain how many temporary hit points? Yeah. Well, there we go.
Did it go up? There we go. So you say that's gonna be 15 feet to here.
Yeah, that's 15 feet.
Okay, before I moved, I would like to use the effect of bashing charge.
Okay.
Where is the damn thing? I will just... Can I... There we go.
You
So
charge through solid objects without hesitation. Strike twice. Once during your movement, if your movement passes through or ends adjacent to a door, you can try to force open the obstacle with a bonus to the roll. Okay.
The thing is not it's not about going through the terrain. It's about that it lets me strike twice for one action.
Yeah. And
So
I'd say doing that also does, as you just charge, you smash through. Make me an athletics check, and if you roll high enough, then it won't cost you the extra movement, and you'll essentially smash right through the box.
That's true.
Either way, you're ending on the other side. A 15.
Ain't that good.
Although I was going to set the DC at about 14, so you just about managed to you just charge through, and you break. Literally your force of you charging through pushes these two big boulders aside. The one nudging into the guy who has been stabbed by Matilda, and pushing the sword further into him as he cries out in pain. So yeah, that's 10 feet of movement there to get there, and you have with a double stride, you have 50 feet of movement left.
No, I have 60 feet of movement left.
Well, you've made 10 out of 60. You've moved 10
yeah.
feet out of 60, so you have 50 feet left.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go like, that's another 5. That's another.
That's 10. Then I think diagonal is then so that's 10, 15, 20. Because as every other diagonal is then extra. That's 25.
All right, now this guy. I wanna shove him in the lake.
Okay. Normally you have to finish your movement before you can, but because it's part of a smashing of the smashing charge thing, I will let you do the shove as part during the movement. Spend this action during.
I thought you could do it in between.
Normally you can't split the movement over between actions.
And that's okay, understandable. Okay, so I'm gonna roll athletics. I'm gonna attempt to push them into lake.
Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check. I'm allowing this because you're using bashing charge. You got a 20, and his DC was a 15. So you do shove him, which means he should, if I remember correctly. You shove a person, and if you succeed,
they go down.
Yeah, the weapon. No, not the. I want the shove action to see how far they get pushed.
Well, as long as they fall into the lake, I'm cool.
Yeah, you push it. Yeah, you push your target back 5 feet. So you are pushing, not back that way, but you'll sort of like essentially be here as you charge past and push him.
Yeah, I can go there as well.
As you charge past, the person raises his hand to cast at you, and you charge right past him, barreling through him, pushing him off to the side. He falls, splashes into the lake. As he does, you see the lightning and these weird sort of green misty clouds within the lake instantly attack him, to begin attacking the guy and damaging him. As this happens, the brazier that has been bright and shining before the boy who was about to step off, the light flickers dramatically as this other person falls in, and you can definitely see that throwing this guy in is causing some sort of disruption to the ritual. And the boy, for a second, you see his eyes clear, and he steps back away from the edge and looks around. As he locks eyes with you, you see the fear in his eyes. As he's about to call out to speak something, his eyes cloud over again at a few notes from the piper, and he faces forwards, but he is now further back from the edge.
Hey, that's a plus to me.
The piper, in between a chant, shouts out, "Stop that one!" As he points at you. You still, now you have, that was about 30, you have about 20 more movement?
Well, that's good. That will lead me to right here near the table?
Essentially right on the other side of the altar you can get to, yeah.
Alright.
As you charge up, right there. The shove would
Oh,
have been an action, of course.
Yeah, of course. I expected as that.
Which
All right, that's
means-
gonna end my turn.
Right, if the shove is an action and the bashing
you-
charge was
are you-
one action. Oh, and rage was in one action.
Rage
So
was.
that's
Yeah.
that's all 3 actions.
Yep.
This guy is dead. Tazaki, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Alright, so first of all, Sasaki walks forwards a bit, to get a more clear shot at the closest archer,
Yeah.
knowing what they want to do.
Okay.
And that they pull out their gun to shoot.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
I am going to re-roll.
You're gonna hero point it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead
Alright.
and re-roll with a hero point. Spend a hero point.
That was hero point re-rolled.
A
Ooh, that's good.
25. That is a hit. So go ahead and roll damage. That's just a standard hit.
Damage. 4.
4 points
Yeah.
of piercing damage. As you fire a shot that just grazes across the person. But not super damaging. And that's your second action. So what do you want with your last action?
I shall shoot them again.
Go ahead and make the roll.
And yay, 18.
An 18 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. So a further 2 damage as you just open fire on them and start grazing them with these shots aren't anything serious, but it is causing a bit of disruption to their aiming. And that is the completion of your turn. The bandit, no, cultist that was attacked by Jomin is stuck between Jomin and Buhurt. Seeing Buhurt as the bigger threat, swings a hatchet at Buhurt's side for a miss. As he swings at Buhurt and misses, hears the call from the piper and instead decides to move away, at which Buhurt gets an opportunity attack. Because he has the attack of opportunity then. So Buhurt will take that opportunity attack. But misses, unfortunately. The guy runs up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. How much movement do you have? He isn't able to make it all the way up to Dave, but he goes up as far as he can and throws his hatchet at Dave's back.
Okay.
Dave, what is your armor class? It's a 20, right?
No, it's 19 now by rage.
Oh, right. It goes down when you rage, does it?
Yeah, it's weird, but we don't question it.
It's
19.
probably because of a dexterity thing or something.
No. It specifically says that when you rage, you lose 1 AC.
I assume because when you're raging, you're a bit more angry, tanky than defensive.
Yeah, but you don't really get much. Regardless, carry on.
Well, either way, he got a critical fail.
A fool!
So, I don't think I've ever seen as many critical fails in sessions until this campaign.
This is what happens when you try to attack Dave.
That was technically a ranged attack, because he was throwing it. He drops the fin. He was throwing it anyway, but as he attempts to throw it, he trips on the stairs, and instead it slips out of his hand and falls into the water below. He is now without his hatchet, and he uses. That was 1, 2, 3. That's all his actions gone. He is now without any weapon. Jomin. It is your turn. Once again, there's the man who stabbed you. You are also feeling sick. You can use an action to retch and try and to recover. What are you gonna do?
Wait, he like he has to throw up?
Well, you don't have to throw up, but you know, retching is like dry throw up, isn't it? You can just throw up to the side to try and recover yourself. You can still attack and stuff, but you will have a penalty.
Like what?
So you'll have currently a -2 on your checks while you're sickened.
Okay. He'll just be like, oh dear, oh dear, I don't feel so good. And then he'll just go to the side and just like cough a little bit, like in case me, like, you know, just needs to just do it.
Okay. Well, make me a fortitude save. A 14. Okay. That is a success. So you lower the value of the condition by 1. So you're only sickened 1 now, which means that you're a little better. Still not fully recovered. And that's one action to do that. You still got 2 actions, and you can spend obviously another one to try and recover further, or you can just deal with having sickened 1 for now, which isn't as bad as sickened 2.
Yeah, he'll try to fight for now, and in case it gets any worse, he'll step aside and just take care of it.
So you cough up a bit, retch a bit, and you're feeling a little better, though still pretty bad. What are you doing with your next actions?
Okay, he's gonna try to go to the... He's gonna try to attack the guy who struck him.
Okay, that'll be this one, so go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay, but I want to try something else, maybe. Can I use Divine Lance on him?
Yes, you can use Divine Lance on him, yes.
Okay.
So go ahead, cast it, and make an attack.
Divine Lance.
Just pick good or lawful. Doesn't change anything.
Lawful.
Go ahead and make the attack.
Attack.
That's a 17, which hits. So you, after coughing up, the guy is still trying to pull this blade out of his arm. He looks up and to see you as you hold up your hand. Your holy symbol glows, and power of divine energy. You don't even need to roll damage because he was left on 1 HP by Matilda's attack.
Yes.
Oh,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say he was glaring at him, like really hard, and then he but he looks pale because he's not feeling well, and then he blasted him.
Yeah, your holy symbol lights up, and this blast of divine energy shoots right from your palm into his face, and he crumples to the ground with Matilda's sword still pinning his arm to his ribs, and his face is very badly burnt with this divine light, and he is very much dead. You have 1 action left. No, you don't have, because Divine Lance is 2 actions, so that is the end of your turn. Boohurt, meanwhile, will strike at the guy in front of him.
This is fun!
It is fun. That is why we play. Boohurt just about hits the guy as he strikes with his sword. He'd make it a power attack, wouldn't he? For 16 points of damage. As once again Boohurt strikes and cleaves the guy straight sort of not quite cleanly in half, but strikes upwards. So from the guy's hip up to the opposite shoulder, and whoosh, the guy falls into two pieces on the floor, very much dead. The blood splatters over the stairs, and Boohurt turns his attention. He calls up to Dave. Are you you need help up there?
Get rid of the archers.
Yes. And Boohurt will 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 as he runs up towards the archer with his last no wait. Power attack only costs 1. Oh no, it's his 2 actions, yeah. With his last move he does that. Next up would be that guy if he wasn't dead. So, next up is the guy in the water who, well, he's in the water. Not very looking good, is it? He takes some damage from starting his turn in the literally electrified water. Oh no, not 1d6, 2d6. So.
I have a question. So where is the Piper gun?
Oh, I think I just. Oh, I accidentally just deleted the dude from the from existence.
It seems that the water has decided to eat him. He's now gone.
I accidentally deleted him.
The water has made their decision.
Sure, I can't bring him back. There's no way to bring him back. So, oh wait, no. Wait, what if I? There we go. He's back.
Oh, the water threw them up.
He temporarily disappears under the waves, screaming in agony. Then he pops back up above the water, very badly injured. Where the Pied Piper is, he is up on at the altar, all the way up there. The guy swims his way, in pain the entire time and screaming out. He manages to get to the edge and climb back up. 10, 5, 15, 20. As he climbs back up, very badly burnt all over, barely manages to get out of the water. He's very badly injured at this point. He places a hand to his chest and uses his final 2 actions to cast Heal upon himself.
Please, Matilda, just bash him back into water. He doesn't deserve anything better.
So he restores 9 hit points as you see some of his wounds lessen. But he is not looking very, very healthy, and he has used up his entire turn to do that. Also, he needs to go back in the initiative order now, so he had the 22.
No, wasn't he after? No, yeah, he was before 5 area.
Yeah. So the Piper being next up, and being rather annoyed at how you have begun disrupting his ritual, still has to continue with the ritual. He chants through his continuing the chant, blowing on the pipes. You see the brazier lights flashes up once again, and he is gonna. You've disrupted it enough. He's gonna have to make a roll to continue it with his. Where is it? Spare main. He must make a charisma roll. He failed his roll the ritual roll. So as he tries, you see the brazier in front of the kid once again flickering, but it seems like the Piper is struggling to claw back the ritual, and is struggling a bit now from the damage you have done. He then, in between chants, quickly notes some arcane words, and you see around his form multiple versions of himself, multiple images come into being and swirl around him as he does cast mirror image upon himself. There's no mirror image effect, but he now has mirror image. As you see these 3 illusionary duplicates of himself take up his space and begin floating and swirling around, making it very hard to track which one is the real him. That ends his turn, and since the next guy is dead, that makes it an archer's turn. This archer's turn. The archer up here opens fire on Dave, firing a stream of arrows towards you. Does 22 will hit?
Yeah.
A 21 will hit?
Yeah.
And a 4, it will be a critical fail.
Yeah, 4 might hit the Piper.
So the first 2 attacks will hit, so I will roll damage for the 2 that hit. But the final attack will be a critical fail. So you take, from the first 2 attacks, a combined total of 9 piercing damage.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
As they rolled max damage on one die and minimal damage on the other one. And then for their critical fail...
Please tell me they snapped the bow.
Ranged. The ammunition from the weapon you're using falls from its container onto the ground. You can spend 1 action to pick up 1 piece of ammunition this way, so they now have to spend an action every time to pick up an arrow before they can fire it.
Nerds.
That serves them right, I guess. As they attempt to fire the 3rd arrow, they fumble with the arrows as they're putting them from their pack, and all of their arrows just spill across the platform, some even rolling off into the water and sparking and being incinerated in the depths below. As they start just frantically reaching for arrows on the ground. Which, the amount of critical fails these guys are rolling. Matilda, it is your turn.
Matilda uses her spear and throws it at the other archer near Boohurt.
Okay, what is the range increments on your spear?
That's... I'll take a look now. How do you tell?
It should say on the... there we go. Thrown 20 feet.
Oh.
So you
the
can
distance
only...
is 40, so I have to move 20 feet.
You'll need to close the distance before you can throw it.
Okay, I'll move 20 feet, so...
Yeah, you can essentially move up to there, and you'll be within range.
Yeah. So here.
So, yeah, with your first action, you move up.
And then I throw the spear at the archer.
Go ahead, make an attack roll.
Oh dear.
A 13 will not hit, I'm afraid. As you throw the spear, it instead falls short, and it sort of hits the stairs and just lands very dangerously close to the water's edge. Your last action.
Matilda says, Boohurt, pick that up and try throwing it at the archer next time. I'll use another one.
But I have
And
a big
prepares
sword.
another spear.
And you prepare another spear. Okay. Meanwhile, Boohurt's just like, I have a big sword. I'll just stab him. The archer doesn't seem very happy with the idea of being stabbed, however. As it is her turn next. She, first of all, she draws a sword, drops her bow and draws a sword and moves forwards and strikes at Boohurt. And surprisingly, it looks like she does hit. However, Boohurt has a particular reaction, reactive shield. So she jumps forward and strikes at him with a sword. And as she's about to hit, he brings the shield up and smashes her sword aside with his shield. And she had to use her entire turn to draw a sword, move forwards, and attack there. Boohurt now has his shield up. And she has essentially wasted her entire turn on that.
Congratulations, she played herself.
Yeah, very much. But she would have had a -2 if she tried shooting him at that close range. Dave, it is your turn.
Well, we kind of have to get rid of the Piper, don't we?
He does appear to be a pretty big threat.
How big? How tall is the altar?
The altar comes up to, it's an altar. It comes up to waist height on normal person. For you, it's thigh height.
Can I like go over it?
Pretty easily, yeah.
I'm just
Being
gonna
as
go
big as you are, you can just step up onto the altar, pretty much.
I'm gonna do that. Just like
Yeah.
so I can step over his.
As you can see, as he seemed pretty sort of keeping the altar between you and him, pretty confident. As you then just step up onto the altar, his smile drops away as he looks up at you, towering above him.
I'm just gonna go down here. I'm gonna first things first. Punch.
Yeah, as you step up and over the altar, landing next to him.
Oh, that's a 30. That's a 30.
Well
very
done.
much a critical hit. Oh my goodness. Perfect.
Wow.
So roll critical damage and we'll see what your critical hit card is.
That's a 24 damage.
24, and make one additional attack against a foe adjacent to the original target using the same attack modifier. Well, there is no foe adjacent to him, so that's called roundhouse, that critical hit effect is. There's no other.
Dave.
There are no other targets, so that doesn't happen. But he takes 24 points of damage as you jump over. He barely has time to react before you punch him straight in the face, and blood spurts out from his nose and his mouth. You're pretty sure a few teeth have been knocked out as he stumbles, almost stumbling down the steps of the dais. Very, very unhappy.
You were saying, what about Dave's hands?
I will punish you. The Lord will punish you for this. You still have an
Miles.
action left, yeah.
Miles calls upon Engi.
You call upon Engi. The Rin strikes out with its tendrils, and I can't remember, do you make the rolls for Engi or do I?
I do the roll, but I
Yeah.
forgot what the...
Plus 14 to hit, and 2d8 plus 4 bludgeoning damage if it hits. So go ahead and roll with plus 14.
I think that's gonna hit.
Not only
31?
does that hit, but if I'm correct, 23 plus 10 is 33? What's 23 plus 10? 33, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that isn't
23
quite...
plus 10,
That
33.
is not quite a critical hit, but it's a definite hit. So go ahead and roll the damage, which I'm in 2d8 plus 4.
What did you say?
2d8 plus 4 as the tendril from Engi the Rin strikes out, lashing him, taking him completely by surprise.
10 more damage.
as it lashes out, and where it strikes him, you see burn marks left behind. Oh, that's 10. There we go. As it's very much damaging for him, and he is taken completely aback. That is the end of your turn.
Once again, you were talking about these hands.
I will destroy you! Tazaki, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So, Zaki will go ahead and climb over these rocks. So we're gonna take first turn.
Yeah. You're
So
gonna
here-
squeeze through.
Yeah,
Yep, so that's
Yeah.
5, 10, 15. So you still have a bit of movement.
15. 25 to there.
Okay. So you get to there, that's your first action. And I should really... There we go.
I'll then go ahead and load up one more round into my gun, so it
Okay.
has 3 rounds in.
Okay, so you're using an action to load one round.
And then I'm gonna aim at the guy via the back, 85 feet away.
What's the range of your pepper box? The range increments?
100.
Okay. You aim at her at the back and...
Oh wait, range increment 60.
Okay, so you can still
Then,
fire.
that's 60, so
you can still fire, but
I
you'll
can
have a
fire
-2.
Disadvantage.
No, you'll just have a -2.
I will shoot this guy.
Okay. Yeah, the way range increments work is you just have a cumulative -2 over each increment up to a total
Yeah.
of -10.
I aim at that guy
Okay.
right at the side of the water,
Go ahead, make the strike.
and bang.
25 to hit. Will hit. That was very close to being a critical hit. Because the only higher you could have rolled was a nat 20, so...
Yeah,
But that does hit, so go ahead and roll damage.
1 piece of damage.
1 point of damage as you fire and just graze past the guy's shoulder. It doesn't even really take much notice other than to cast a glance in your direction. And that is the end of your turn. Oh, no, it's not Joman's turn. It's this guy's turn. As having dropped his hatchet into the water, he takes out a sling, of all things, and attempts to sling a little pebble at Dave, as though that's going to make any difference. Does a 24... Yeah, 24 hit you. So his sling
Yeah.
does strike you. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
God damn.
As he shoots a stone from a sling at you, and having nothing better to do, fires a second stone at you. 21 to hit. So that's another 4 points of damage. As 2 little pebbles fly across and strike you in the side.
I just turns back to the pebbles, just like, I will deal with you later.
He looks worried. Jomin, it is your turn.
Okay. What was it? Oh, right. So Joan, who's the guy who's standing by the light right here?
That guy is the spellcaster who got pushed into the lake and took a whole bunch of damage.
Do it again. Do it again.
Yes, push him in.
Can I just run up? Can I
Be
just
one
run up?
with the water.
Can I just run up to him and just push him in?
yes, you can if you want.
Yeah.
Also, if you wanted to have an even greater chance of pushing him in, if you cast Athletic Rush on yourself, it gives you a +2 bonus to athletics checks and lets you move as part of casting Athletic Rush.
Do it.
If you wanted to do that. That would cost 1 key point. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and cast Athletic Rush then from your focus spells. It'll cost your last key point. You can get your last focus point, but you can get focus points back by spending 10 minutes. So, as part of this, you get to move up. I'm assuming you're moving up to him.
Yeah.
Zoom. Go ahead and make an athletics check. And
Okay.
this should automatically apply the extra +2. As you run up, you...
Wait.
Oh.
Oh.
So, athletics. It'll be under your proficiencies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You have a +7.
There you go.
That's an 18. So, you clutch a hand around your holy symbol. You light up momentarily as you feel the power of your god, Trud, was it? Yeah,
Yes.
as you feel the power of Trud flow through you. You run forwards, ignoring your sickness, you feel your muscles strengthen. You rush forwards towards the guy. He looks bemused as this small halfling runs towards him. And he opens his mouth to laugh as he sees you attempting to push him in. You run up, step almost off a rock, propel yourself up into the air, and push into his chest. And as you land on the ground, he tumbles backwards, off, once again, into the water. As
Yay.
he hits the water and takes 7 points of lightning damage, as he is now in the water and screams out in pain as the lightning and the electricity begins to consume him. You have 1 action left.
To do that thing again with the sickness thing.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Make a fortitude save. You retch up,
Well done.
and you
Wow.
do throw up a bit over the edge into the water where you've just pushed the guy.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, as his head breaks the surface of the water and he falls. He just goes back under, screaming in pain and frustration.
Sorry down there, but not sorry at the same time because you're a bad guy.
Amazing. Right. That ends your turn and brings it to Boohurt, who raises his sword once again, and the archer in front of him, her eyes go wide. Maybe she offers up a quick little prayer to the afterlife where she knows she is heading. As the attack hits, first of all. This time it's not a power attack, but a 13 damage as he strikes and very badly injures her with the first attack, and then with his second attack. An 8 unfortunately does not hit, as his second attack does miss, as he strikes her across the chest, very badly injuring her, but she is barely alive as she stumbles back and dodges his second strike. She is, at this moment, in a great amount of pain. He then raises his shield to need to reapply the fin. As he then raises his shield to ward off any further attacks against him. The guy in the water.
Thanks for that.
There is just screams of agony as he thrashes around. The lightning strikes him, and you see the green smoke below seems to reach out for him, and as it swirls around him and the lightning dances over the waves converging on him, he very quickly goes silent and almost seems to melt away into the smoke that then that surrounds him, pulls him under, and then as it withdraws, there's no sign of him at all. As this happens, the braziers flicker even more, and the light from the first brazier flickers and then goes out completely as the first of the kids shakes his head and seems rather confused about where he is, and almost accidentally topples off as he jumps in fright, as he then just ducks behind the brazier and huddles there to avoid any attacks against him. As the brazier itself shatters and breaks and cracks, and the fire goes out. And the piper cries out, "No, you fools! You don't know what you're doing. You don't understand."
I think we do know what we're doing, old man over there.
As is his turn, he spent his first action to try and claw back the ritual as he makes another chant, and another one of he cast Mirror Image. I completely forgot about that when you attacked him.
Yeah,
I forgot to roll for the mirror images. That's my bad.
true, but the first hit was nat 20.
The first, yeah, but obviously a mirror image can just is just the case of you have a 1 in 4 chance of the attack hitting or destroying an image.
True.
I'll remember it for next time. We'll assume that you just managed to get past the mirror images that time.
All right.
As he chants, the second brazier lights up instead, and the child on there, who appears to be the missing tabaxi child, takes a step forwards as the cultist looks at your face, Dave, with anger. "You will not stop us. 3 children will still be enough to summon our Lord. He will rise again." As after doing that, he will sure. He shouts out an arcane word, and suddenly, rather strange, I just need to make sure I know how this thing works. This is a very weird spell that I have never ever used before, but I think that's how it works. So, as he is there, he speaks a word, and then suddenly he is no longer where he was. Instead, let's see, what is his 25, 50? Is that 50 feet? Instead, he appears to be has moved 50 feet that way, as he is now moved. As you see, you have to look around for a couple of seconds to see where he is, as he just disappeared from there and is over there, seemingly teleported. But you can make me Arcana rolls.
Yeah,
or any
let's-
spellcasters among you can make Arcana rolls.
I technically count as one.
Do you count as spellcaster? I don't think you do.
No, I don't.
You have Ray of Frost, but you are not a spellcaster.
I
Am I a
can,
spellcaster?
I can spit ice.
you
That's
are.
it. Ooh.
Jomin, you're not sure.
Oh, no.
Well,
So
it's-
Jomin, to you and to Dave and to Boohurt and even to Zaki, it looks like he teleported. Matilda, that isn't quite teleportation from what you could tell. You see, you saw out the corner of your eye almost a flicker as he disappeared and reappeared. You get the feeling that what he actually used was a time stop spell. Or a time jump spell, a spell that distorts time around him, that let him move very quickly, while making it look like he teleported. Essentially, he leapt forward a few seconds in time in order to be where he would have been when running. Less of a teleportation and more of some weird time magic. That takes his second action, and with his last action, well, he casts Magic Missile. You send a dart. So, he points at you, and a dart of force flies from his finger and flies over, striking you, Dave. You take 4 points of force damage. As the magic missile flies across and strikes you in the side. And that is the Piper's turn. The archer here fires an arrow at Dave.
Oh, he has to pick an arrow.
Oh, no,
first.
yeah. She grabs an arrow from the floor with her first action and then fires it at Dave.
There we go. Now you get to fire only once.
17. That does not hit you, does it?
Nope.
So she grabs an arrow, she fires it, it misses, and then she spends her last action to grab another arrow. Oh my goodness, that dropping the ammunition has really nerfed the archers.
A lot.
Matilda, it is your turn. What
So
is your
Matilda
wish?
does a ranged throw at the closer archer.
Go ahead, make an attack.
Oh dear.
A 14. And her AC is, if it bring it up for me, yeah, that misses. As you make another throw, and this time almost hit Boohurt, but it doesn't quite go enough, and instead your
Sorry,
spear is
Boohurt.
sticking out.
Maybe you can use
the-
that to throw at her, or to strike her with.
I
I'm
don't
going
need to.
get
I
my
have a big sword.
from I'm going to go and pick up my sword from the guard.
Yep. So
Dead.
5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20. So you can get to the guard, and then you manage to yank your sword out of the dead guard.
Yeah.
As
I
your
guess that's all 3 actions.
Yep, that's all 3 actions, and your spear is sticking out of the post. That particular archer takes a swing at Boohurt with her own sword. And 22, she just hits. He almost blocks her with his shield, but she manages to just about get under his guard for 2 points of damage. A measly 2 points of damage. She then attempts to push him. She's gonna have because it's a multi-attack penalty, and shove does count as an attack. She has -5 to it. So that would be a total of 19, but with a nat 20. And Boohurt's reflex save is 19, so that does succeed and is a critical success. Boohurt is, as she then pushes Boohurt away, he, with surprising strength, as she pushes him back 10 feet. And then herself proceeds to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and she proceeds to start running away. But has to run closer to him before... Oh wait, yeah, you can run, but as long as you get... She can follow after him with a critical success from the shove, but must move the same distance in the same direction. So she doesn't do that, she just runs around to there. Now it's her turn. Dave.
Alright, Dave time. Can I will prefer to do another batching charge. Just so I can move 60 feet to the guy.
Yeah, go. You can go ahead. Bashing charge is actually really broken. It turns out.
I realized the bashing charge is not really good for the sake of breaking through the things. I mean, it is, but the movement.
Is there? Is there any restriction on when you can use it?
There is one restriction. I can only use it once per turn. That's the restriction.
Because it's a because it's a flourish action. But yeah, there is no restriction on when you can use it. You can use it even if you're not breaking anything open. That is ridiculously powerful.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh my goodness, bashing charge is broken. So you charge up to him and he looks very worried.
22.
Let's see if that hits. So he rolled a 2 on the d4. So mirror image. So any attack that has random chance, there's 1 in 4 chance of hitting you. 1 on d4. I think you should roll the d4. So roll 1d4 to see if you hit. You have to roll 1 to hit him.
Alright, I got 4.
So you strike and you hit one of the swirling images instead and destroy that. Right. Wait. Do you have to beat his armor class in order to destroy the image?
Yeah.
Because what did you get on your attack? 22?
22. Actually...
Fails to hit your AC, but doesn't critically... Okay, if an attack roll fails to hit your AC, but doesn't critically fail, it does destroy an image. So 1 image is destroyed, even though you rolled lower than its AC.
Well, let's do the Engie. We may hit him this time.
Make a roll for Engie. Okay,
That's 28.
Roll a d4. He has 2 images left, so you've got a slightly higher chance of hitting this time. Mirror image is good.
That's a 3.
Oof. So Engie lashes out with this tendril pseudopod thing, and it hits another image and destroys it.
I will shout out to the others and be like, Stop the kids from jumping!
Right away, Dave. Right away, Dave. I'll help them.
That's gonna end my turn then. I got rid of 2 of those. And I'm
Okay.
next to the guy.
Tazaki, it is your turn.
So Tazaki will move up. Let's see. So Tazaki will move up 15 to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they will aim. Let's see. They'll aim at this archer by here.
Okay, she does have she'll have lesser cover because of the struts of the platform and stuff. So, but go ahead and make an attack. Just means her AC gets a little boost. That
23.
hits. That hits. Go ahead. You don't need to roll damage. Actually, she's got 1 HP.
4.
You move up and you fire a shot, and you strike her. She's running away from Boohurt. She falls to the ground, very much dead. You have 1 action left.
And for the last action, I will load in another bullet.
Okay. Are you keeping count of how many bullets you've got?
Let me see, and I will know.
I think the fin automatically keeps count of it, actually. Yes, you have 3 rounds for your pepper box left. And you've got 2 loaded into the pepper box now. You've only got 3 in total. You're very close to running out of ammunition. That is your turn. The one cultist there with the sling. I mean, he's got a sling. What can he do? Dave is too far away for him to do anything, so he turns and instead fires a slingshot at Tazaki, being that Tazaki is off shooting all of his comrades. A 16. Does that hit you, Tazaki? No, you've got armor class of 18. Not. He fires a slingshot at you, and the stone just flies past your head. He then fires once at Jomin, and misses, and then attempts to fire at Matilda, and misses. As this guy is just desperately firing stones and trying to defend this position. Not doing a very good job, we should say. Jomin, it is your turn.
Okay, so who are we up to now? The archer and the piper, right?
1 archer, the piper, and 1 lonely cultist with not a very good weapon.
Okay, I want to get that guy. Or gal, whatever they are.
What, him? Okay, well you'll need to move up. How much speed do you have as a halfling? You have...
We're at 25.
You have, 25 feet of movement, so you can go 5, 10, 15, 20. You can get up to him with one movement. And you get up to him. Then what would you like to do?
I want to... Am I standing really close to him?
Yeah, you're up in melee range, at the very least.
I want to take my short sword and strike him.
Go ahead and make an attack.
Roll.
16. Unfortunately, that just does not hit. As you attempt to strike him, but he very quickly dodges back away from the blow.
Okay.
You have 1 action left.
Can I try again?
Yeah, you can try again. You'll have a multi-attack penalty, but you go ahead. Oof, unfortunately, that will not hit.
It's always the second one.
Luckily, it wasn't a critical fail, but it does miss as you're swiping at him, but unable to strike. Boohert's turn, and he's quite far away from the action here. So he will... He will... Well, what's his movement speed? I think it's 25. Yeah. So he will first, well, rove 25 feet. Then 10, 15, 20, 25. So he'll then run up onto the bridge and move 25 feet again. Should he? I think I know what you all want him to do here, right?
Push them in.
Of course you push the people in. Why would you not?
Boohurt runs up, goes for a push. He gets a 28. All he needed to succeed was a 17. That is a critical success. He runs up, the guy turns towards him, ready to, and raises his fist, like, yeah, come on. Boohurt pushes. Or less push. Boohurt reaches out, grabs the guy by the around his chest, lifts him off his feet, and throws him backwards. The guy flies through the air. Ah! And into the water. And as he hits, the electricity dances even more viciously this time than it did with the previous guy. It seems like it's the electricity and these greenish clouds have become even more deadly with each life that's been left taken to them, as he falls down, and he has barely a moment to scream as the electricity and the smoke engulfs him. His body disappears, and the brazier that the Tabaxi kid was in front of, about to step off, cracks, and the flames go out as the kid takes a step back and sees what happens, looks very confused, and runs off from where he is, seeing you guys as clearly not being cultists. He runs towards Buhurt and Jomin and sort of hides, put back with his back to the altar, as the first kid to be saved also joins him there, as the two kids are there together looking around, and they're like, "What's happening? What's going on?" As they are now there.
Run, you fool!
They've got this all hiding in the altar, and the two of them do run down past Buhurt and Jomin, and they run down past Matilda and shelter behind her where the rocks are. Actually, no, they don't. These kids don't do that. They're brave kids. The kids run forwards instead and grab the arms of the other two kids to try and pull them away. And while the kids aren't budging, they sort of stand there and holding them. The piper seems very, very angry. He curses out, appearing to curse in Abyssal or some other hellish language. He flashes a very angry look at you, Dave. I hope you're very happy with yourself, because these good deeds of yours will be the last thing you ever do. Do you know how long I have worked for this victory? How long we have planned? And you dare.
He says he dare. Dave is just like, he was sent by the gods to stop you.
You know nothing about the gods. The great dreamer will rise.
I will make food from your dreamer.
But it's not just him, is it?
There are others, and I have a lot of space in my belly.
The great old ones will rise again, starting with the dreamer. And they will rise in your cities, your civilizations will fall. He casts, makes a sign in the air and chants out an arcane phrase. I need you to make me a will saving throw, please.
Alright, give me a second. Will saving throw, it's coming. I'm gonna use a hero point here.
Go ahead, make a hero point. Use your hero point.
I don't have an option to click on. I'm just gonna do it manually.
Just manually remove the hero point and make the roll. It's a bit weird. Oh, there you go.
That's a far better 26.
Well, the first one would have been a critical fail. The second one, a 26, is a success. So you can feel the magic that he casts attempting to lock you up and paralyze you. You shake it off. While Jomin prays to Trud. You shake it off. You are, however, stunned, but you are not paralyzed. So stunned means you lose one action on your next turn, because you are stunned one. But you'll still get the other two actions. Better than being fully paralyzed.
100%.
Being pretty annoyed that his spell didn't fully work. He then shouts the familiar arcane phrase and whoosh, disappears once again. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Damn, being a spellcaster in Pathfinder is so busted.
Whoosh, as he once again time jumps and ends up over there, seeming to make a break for a small tunnel at the edge of the room. As he runs from there, the glowing lanterns in the center flicker, and they don't crack like the others, but the lights do go out, and the two children there both seem to come out of the spell they were in, as the electricity in the pond begins to slowly die down. The smoke begins to constrict back into the center. It seems like he's given up on the ritual that he was casting and is just making a run for it.
You be beelining.
The archer that is here will attempt to make a strike towards Dave. However, she is going to have a -2 to this attack because you're too close. That will still hit, however, with a 23. So you take 3 points of piercing damage as an arrow strikes you. She then turns and fires another shot, this time at Boo Hurt.
Or did she have to pick up the arrow first?
Oh no, wait, yeah, she picks up an arrow then and then fires one at Boo Hurt, because she had one from last turn that she had already picked up, so she fired that at you. Picks up another one, fires a Boo Hurt, and misses. And that is her entire turn. Matilda, it is your turn. You can see the Piper heading for a tunnel at the side of the room. Okay.
Matilda tries to follow the Piper. Is it towards the left?
Yeah, it's on the right of the thing. So you follow. That's your first action with first 20 feet.
So about here.
So he's heading for the tunnel all the way over there. You were by here. So you got 20 feet gets you there. Another 20 gets you. So that should be 5. That should be another 20 would say get you there. So if you wanted to use all your turns for movement, you could get up to there.
Yeah, so I'll chase.
As you run up trying to beat him to the tunnel. The other archer is dead, which makes it Dave's turn again.
See, you know what Dave does the best.
Yep, it doesn't even have to be a straight line that you're running, does it?
No.
Saying that, you can run in a straight line to get to him.
Yeah, I want to get, however, in front of him.
Well, yeah, you have... Your movement is 30 or 25?
30.
Yeah, so you have 60 feet of movement.
Okay, so it's not here, but here that's the entrance, right?
Yeah, it appears like he can go either way around the big rock, but he will have to go around the big rock.
And I'm just gonna get, like, here in front.
Yeah, as you run up, charging past him as he appears and starts running forwards, you are fast. He may have magic, but you are just fast. As you charge up in front of him.
But I have thunderous quads.
Yes.
I cast another magic spell called Punch.
Okay, go ahead.
Actually,
Oh,
I'm gonna do him one better. I wanna grab him.
you're gonna grapple him.
Yeah,
Okay, make me a I think it's an athletics check to grapple.
it is.
An
Do I
18.
re-roll?
Hold on, let
Do
me grapple. I need to see what it goes against. What he has. No. I want the grapple action.
I'm debating. Do I re-roll?
Do you wanna?
Yeah, I wanna. I'm gonna make sure it hits. I'm gonna use the hero point.
Okay, go ahead and hero point to re-roll.
I got fucking damage.
Against his fortitude DC. So you attempt to So that spends your hero point. You attempt to grapple him. Make me a roll a d4 anyway to see whether it's targeting him or one of his mirror images, because he is a fail. But if it's against a mirror image, you get rid of a mirror image.
I get rid of the mirror image.
Yep. So you attempt to grab him, and your arms close around the final illusionary duplicate, and it disappears. As he starts to try and dodge around you, you do still have one action left.
No, I'm stunned, remember.
Oh no, yeah, you're stunned, so you only had 2 actions.
Yeah, but at least he has no more mirror images.
He does not have any more mirror images, correct?
Which means the others can get to him.
Tazaki,
Get him both.
it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So Tazaki is going to go the same way Matilda's going to try and catch up to Dave and the Piper. So
Okay. So, you can go ahead and make your movements.
25.
That's one action, gets you there.
Then let's see.
Second action gets you there.
I will gently pass Matilda.
Yeah, you get up to there.
And then, since I'm 45 feet away,
Make an attack.
Tazaki will
Okay.
shoot at him.
Go ahead and make an attack. Unfortunately, that does not hit. You attempt to shoot, but the bullet goes wide.
Also, I should have one more bullet here because of the reuse, and I didn't up the bullets count.
Right. Okay, so go ahead and do that. But that does unfortunately miss. That is your turn. The next guy is gone. Jomin, you said you wanted to make a quick prayer to your god, right? I think I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will allow you to spend an action to pray to your god and make a religion check.
Okay. Wait, what am I supposed to do again?
So you can spend an action to make a in-depth prayer and make me a religion check.
Action, religion. Okay, and then so I just go
Make
to
a religion roll.
I don't see any actions.
Well, you don't need it. It won't be in actions. Go to your proficiencies and just make a religion roll.
Oh, see.
This is just spend. We'll spend one of your actions if you want to do this. Do you know the DC for this roll was 25? You pray.
Wow.
What is your prayer to your god, to Tread? What do you say in your prayer to him?
Okay. Well, he because I don't feel comfortable saying it. But he says basically, sorry.
That's okay. What are you asking?
Oh, he basically says like you know, he basically just asks like to please remove Piper from this world, basically, like kind of like he's like, please, like, you know, like just please, like, you know, have like just like basically just to get rid of him. Like I don't know how to like exact.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you pray, as the Piper is running towards his escape, the ground shakes beneath you all, seemingly coming from this unstable rift or whatever it is that the Piper has made with his ritual. The ground shakes. Everything shakes around you, and there's a cracking sound as part of the cave roof collapses. And that particular part of the cave roof collapses in and blocks off the escape tunnel that the Piper was heading towards. Could just be a coincidence. Who knows?
Wait, what just happened?
There's been a cave-in and the Piper's escape route is blocked off.
Oh.
You have 2 actions left. What would you like to do?
Joman, I would want Joman to, is he still using his athletic, does he still have the athletic thing on, or is that
Athletics
gone?
Rush is only lasts for 1 turn,
Okay, that's
I
fine.
think.
Okay. He could try to go up to the Piper, maybe? I don't. Well, actually, you know what? No. He will thank Trud, and then he shouts to, because Dave is right next to him, right?
Yeah, Dave is right next to the dude.
He shouts to Dave. Hey, Dave! Kick his ass! That's it.
Okay.
Dave says okay. And you want to end your turn there? You've got 2 actions left. You just wanna quit those actions? Just drop them.
There's nothing for him to do, really. Like
That is fair. There is still an archer moves up and shooting. The archer does.
He can take care of her.
Okay, so you end your turn there. Boohurt
Yeah.
looks at the collapsed tunnel and is like, well, that's lucky. And then he goes 15, that'd be 20, 25. So he goes around the altar. Actually, it'd be 15, 25 because diagonals. And then goes down that way. And does what does he have? Boohurt just starts making his way and makes his way right up to the archer. And as he gets up to her, as she's trying desperately to grab arrows off the ground, she looks up and sees him there. And she becomes very scared. The Piper, seeing that his exit is closed off, growls very angrily and is very, very annoyed now. He will... He reaches forwards towards you, Dave, and attempts to, as he reaches forwards and touches you with his hand, I need you to make a fortitude save.
Stop touching me. I'm not swinging that way. 23.
You succeed. So that's basic save. So you take... you will take half damage. You take half of them. You take 5 points of necrotic damage. Of negative, which is basically necrotic damage. As he reaches out, and his hand feels very cold as he touches you with his hand. And you feel a bit of your life energy zapped away.
God
He
damn.
then, only has 1 action left. He turns and fires off a magic missile at Boohurt. for 3 damage. And that is really all he's got for that. Oh my goodness! I thought he's a level 5 spellcaster. He can cast 3rd level spells, and
Yeah,
he's not
well,
doing very good against you guys.
Yeah, but I am a barbarian. I punch.
That is very true. That is the end of his turn. The archer, forgetting the arrows, draws his sword and strikes at Buhurt with a sword. She does hit and deals 7 points of damage to him. And then she tries to run. And Buhurt will get a attack of opportunity against her.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
He hits, dealing maximum damage. As she runs, Buhurt slashes and carves a gash on her back. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. As she runs that way, no hope of escape, but trying desperately. Matilda, it is your turn.
Matilda keeps going in hopes of stopping the Piper in their tracks. And says to German or Buhurt, whoever's closer, somebody cut off the Piper!
Yeah. Well, the Piper is now cut off by the collapsed cavern. The Piper has no way of escaping anymore.
Okay, I didn't want to go that far.
Yeah, as you get to there, at the edge of the collapsed cavern, that space itself is blocked off, so you'd have to be there. You could
Then potentially tries to join Dave, possibly.
Yeah, you could.
If there's enough
10,
space.
15. You can get up to there next to Dave. As you get up, the Piper can see the two of you there, converging upon him. Dave, it is your turn.
All right, Dave. Job needs to be finished. And by the way, did you remove like my rage, or did it end?
No, it's still there.
Oh, it says I can't use the ape fist for some reason.
Oh.
No. Wait.
It's showing
wait.
there for me.
I had to click on my token first. Let's try to see what this does.
26.
That's a 26.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Right. That's a solid 9.
Yep, 9 damage to start the day. As you, now that the mirages are gone, you lay in full force. You smash him first. Next.
Call upon Engi.
Engi lashes out, but this time the Piper is ready for it and does dodge the blow.
I wonder, can I use the third action to spit Ray of Frost? It's technically
Ray of Frost requires 2 actions to cast.
A cantrip requires 2 actions?
Most spells require 2 actions, including most cantrips.
That's annoying. Well, last action, I have another action, do I?
You have 1 action left. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the ape fist again.
Go ahead. Roll critical damage, and let's see critical hit.
24.
24 damage, and the target is, well, guess how much health he had? 23. 23. How do you want to kill him? How do you want to do this? You could do it in any way you want.
You know how Dave is ridiculously big?
Yes.
So I find after I swing once with my left hand, I follow with Angie, don't get to hit much. And I once again swing with my left hand. I just lift him up by the neck, and I just headbutt him and snap his neck by the force of the headbutt.
Okay. As you lift him up and he's choking, as you raise him for headbutt, he's like, no. The Lord has it! And before he can even finish saying the name of his master, splat! Blood splurts out from his face onto yours. His skull is a bit caved in, and you just drop his body to the side, where it just splats onto the ground.
No, I don't drop the body.
No?
I hold the body as a trophy and look at the archer like.
Yeah, as the archer spins as she hears the cry and splat, sees him dead, sees all of you surrounding her.
Surrender and you may live.
She drops her sword onto the ground and walks up towards the dais, towards Jomin, with no weapons. As she gets to the altar, she looks around and she speaks out in a clear voice. Praise to the Dream Lord. He will return. And she steps off the dais, down, falling into the water. As she hits the water, the last of the smoke that has been slowly retreating engulfs her. There are screams that are very quickly cut short, and she is gone.
That was a bit cowardly.
As the light of the shining water dims down, and the electricity and the strange green smoke fade away, becoming just a normal lake. The battle is over. The four kids are all huddled. They were huddled in the center, but once the spell broke, they all ran down, and they come out from their hiding place at the bottom of the cave, looking around as they see that it is all over. The cult has been vanquished. For now, the children are safe.
Matilda says to the children, "It's okay. You are safe now. We are here to rescue you and bring you home."
They seem obviously a bit scared. They're sort of clinging to each other. The halfling child, steps forward. Thank you, miss. Thank you, sirs. Thank you very much. Where are we?
As disgusting as it seems, you are in the sewers.
Huh. If it's all the same to you, we'd like to go back to our parents now, please.
Of course, that is what we are here to do.
Congratulations.
Jomin.
Yes.
Jomin looks down at the halfling. Looks at the halfling child, and is suddenly feeling very sad because he's reminded of when he was little, and just holds back like some tears are trying to start up, and he goes up to the kids and is like, "Don't worry, he will return you all home."
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So, what are you guys doing then?
They will pick up the Piper because
Just trying to route back to town and get these kids back, Matilda says.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted. He nods at you, picks up the Piper's body, because he's the ringleader of the whole thing. All right, show's done. Let's go.
So, with the Piper's body in tow, is there anything anyone wants to grab from this area, or are you just taking the Piper and going?
And I will like go around to get to
Oh,
the.
Matilda goes to the Piper and performs her signature spell.
Yeah, which is?
Be bear with. For gentle repose.
What does that do again?
It stops him from becoming undead.
Okay, yeah.
It's
We didn't want an undead Piper on our hands. That's actually a pretty smart idea. So go ahead and cast that. So the target corpse doesn't decay, cannot be transformed into an undead. And it
That's
lasts
very
until the next time you make your daily preparations. Okay. So you cast that to make sure that he doesn't get raised as undead within the next day. You have him. What is Dave saying he was going to do?
As I take the Piper, I'll go around to the altar and see is there like any books, scrolls,
Right.
notes, anything.
It seems that the only book was the one the Piper held in his hands, which was with his body at the foot of his, next to his body, so you could easily pick that up. Otherwise, there's on the altar itself.
Matilda wants to pick up her spears as well.
Yeah, you can do that. You pick your spears up. On the altar itself, so you have the Piper's book. On the altar itself, there is a goblet with what might be blood in it, and a few candles. The book that the Piper held seems to be some sort of leather-bound tome. It doesn't have any like writing on the cover. It doesn't have a title on the cover. It's a very dark, deep leather-bound tome, and the writing inside the book appears to be in very old language. Language itself, a fairly archaic one. You can make me a history roll if you want.
I can try, but Dave is not really a guy of history. Where is the history?
I think history should be there as a skill. It should be, right? And proficiencies.
No, there isn't.
Is there no history? No, there is no history. Make me a religion roll then. Or no, society? Religion or society, one of the two. Either way, that's a 4.
Wait, where's the society?
Oh no, wait, no,
I might
that
try
was Matilda.
society instead, just because
Well,
that's got a plus
Matilda,
6 to it, and religion has plus 0.
You can't make this roll because you're not reading the book.
Oh.
That's a 13.
Yeah, you don't really know what this is.
I will give the book to Matilda and be like, Dave, not sure what this is. You smarter.
Well, Matilda, now you can make a roll if you wish.
I'll do a society check instead of religion, because that's got a plus 6.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
A 15. You're not. It looks somewhat. You think you've seen something like this before, but you can't place exactly what it is. You're not entirely sure.
Mhm.
It's definitely a very old type of language. One that you have that has probably not been in use for centuries.
Matilda says, why don't we take it to the library and they can tell us what book it is?
That's a smart choice. First, we get this guy to the guards and bring children back.
Okay. And with that, taking the book, you leave the sewers, going down, making your way back through the sewer tunnels with the children in tow, back up through the ladder in the secret room to the daylight above. You have succeeded. You have rescued the kids. And that is the end of our campaign. No, it's not. That is, however, the end of today's session. The campaign will still continue, but you have defeated the Piper. You have saved the children. Well done. Case closed. Let's you guys get back into the light of the city above. And that is where we will end it for now. So, thank you everyone for coming along, and oh my goodness. So before we end, we have gotten a huge. I think we've gotten a huge charity donation in today. So
Ooh,
we're
that's
gonna look up, log in, and I'm gonna see if there's a message with charity donation and who we have to thank for it. So give a second, and yep. So we've had a very big donation that has taken our total raise for Macmillan Cancer Support up to a total of £89.08, which is huge. It was at 30 something before. So let's take a look. We've got it's all loading up. It's hard to read. There's a thing in the way, but anonymous. So anonymous person 1 hour ago donated £50. Whoever you are, anonymous, thank you very much. That is an amazing donation to a good cause. £50 whole. That is well done. Thank you very much. That is amazing. That is there where we are going to end. We are going to be ending the session here because time is drawing, and we will then reconvene. Should be reconvening next week, hopefully. So to all our viewers, thank you very much for coming along. We will see you again next week, and other times during the week when I will be playing more Baldur's Gate 3 and original Baldur's Gate. Thank you very much, and until then, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.